Prime Minister Narendra Modi has addressed the Indian diaspora in Moscow amid chants of Modi, Modi during his two-day visit to Russia. Reminding that today marks 1 month of Modi 3.0, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, "I have taken an oath to work 3 times faster and 3 times with more strength in the third term." PM Modi said that the entire world is amazed looking at the speed of development India has acquired in the last 10 years. PM Modi further hails the country's achievements in the last 10 years and also shared his vision for the third term of the government. Professor Madhav Nalapat, editorial director of the Sunday Guardian, is with us on the broadcast. So thank you so much for taking out time and speaking to us on NewsX. Now, a slew of statements were made during the Prime Minister's address to the Indian diaspora in Russia. He's emphasized on the number 3, stating that it's his third consecutive term. He's going to work 3 times harder than he did earlier. He's determined to make sure that 3 crore women become Lakhpati Didis and, so on and so forth. There are a lot of statements that were made. And in fact, what he pressed upon a lot was the fact that Indians are now proud of their roots, considering the fact that India is now establishing new global standard milestones. So how do you view this address that was delivered by the Prime Minister?
Well, I'd like to say that Prime Minister Modi gets his energy from talking to the people, and those whom he talks to when they see him, they also get from him, and listen to his speeches as well. Some of that energy also gets through. So I think it's a mutually reinforcing process. The most significant point that he made was that India is going to be the 3rd largest economy in the world after the United States and China. That's a very significant point, because that means that this is going to witness an era of very high growth, and that's very, very important, because we have a huge young population. As Putin correctly pointed out, 23 million young Indians are born every single year. From that point of view, that's a huge task, and Prime Minister Modi is confident of fulfilling that task and ensuring the number 3 position in the global order. I'd like to say that the relationship with Russia is very, very sound. It's gone on for a very, very long time, and both Putin and Prime Minister Modi have very warm relations, as you can see from Putin's own conversation about him, in which he has talked about his public service, which he has talked about his energy and his devotion to work. I believe it's this public service, it's this work that basically gives energy to the Prime Minister. It doesn't drain the energy, it gives the energy. And I think the Russia is very significant. In case it is followed up by a statement that including by President Putin, the Prime Minister repeatedly called for peace. If Putin says, yes, I am ready to have peace tomorrow, of course, one condition will be that Ukraine should not join NATO, because the difficulty is Ukraine is so Russophobic that for to join NATO, it would immediately start working on hostility against Russia, this time believing that the whole of NATO will get involved. That would drag the whole world into a mess. So obviously Ukraine cannot join NATO, because doing so will send a very signal, including the Ukrainians. If it is possible that President Putin announces that, yes, we are also ready for peace and for cessation of hostilities, something that Prime Minister Modi has been searching for 2 years, then I think it will be a single achievement for the whole world. And he has made it very clear and very public that he wants peace. He repeated it again and again, and he's done it so directly to President Putin for a second time. This is not an era of war. So please stop the fighting. As far as Putin is concerned, if he says, yes, I am willing to stop the fighting, of course, on this NATO condition, because the danger that if Ukraine joins NATO, the whole of NATO is going to be dragged into a disastrous war with Russia. because of the Ukrainian, frankly, the absence of reality which they have been having and which has so far prevented a ceasefire from taking place. It could have taken place April 2022. It did not, because the Ukrainians were extremely unrealistic. So if that were to be done, it would be a tremendous achievement to promote global peace, stability, and security. And it's certainly well within the grasp of Prime Minister Modi, given the warm relationship he has with President Putin and the trust that India has and Prime Minister Modi's leadership has with the Russian people and the Russian leaders. Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.